Oh, hey guys! Look, you caught me off guard. I was just admiring these clean lines here. Man, it's so hot. I didn't want to take any chances. Anyway, so man, I've been talking with Waffles a little bit tonight. She's gone down a rough path, man. I feel it's time to come clean about a few things. Uh, but some of it we kind of touched on. But anyway, the more we worked on her, the more we found we didn't like. All right, so there's a lot of stuff here going on with this roll cage. It's not good. Some of it we're not gonna be able to fix real easy. So it's gonna take a little bit more work than we had planned. I told Waffles, I'm like, look, Waffles, stripping ain't the life for you. And she told me that tube ain't cheap, and this ain't gonna monetize itself. So, if you look here, she's looking a little naked. We stripped off a lot of the bad. Well, not bad. Actually, what we stripped off, some of it we're going to reuse. But you can see we got this piece here. It may not get reused. I don't think that's going back on. This one's okay, but it's going to look mighty stupid if the other one's not on there. So I'll tell you what, we got bigger things coming. We're going to incorporate the cage into the door seals. So that's what we're working on, guys. Pulled the windshield supports off. There's a chance we're going to go fold down windshield in the future, so those probably aren't going to go back on either. I'll probably make it some brackets and tabs, and we'll just pin the windshield for now. Later on, I'll do a similar setup to what I did on the Sammy Mog, so we can flip the windshield up or down. When we decide it's time to replace these hinges, we'll go from there. Windshield frame is not straight. That's probably a big surprise to everybody. She took some good hits. But I don't know where to begin. We've touched on it a little bit. Let me just walk you through the bad, and then we're going to discuss how we're going to try to make it better. One other thing we got to do this weekend, we got to strip all the body panels back off again. The clear coat we use an aerosol. We really like the texture and feel of the brush on, so I've ordered another gallon of clear coat. Anyway, that'll be in tomorrow actually. So while I'm out of town next week, Zeppelin and Crystal are going to repaint all the body panels when I come home again. We'll re-edge them. If you notice, I just kind of threw the edging on for now just to get it on there. I'm not even going to try to lie to y'all. Getting to the off-road show was pretty important to us. We needed that carrot, right? You ever get into a project and you're trying to work on it, and if you don't have an end goal or a deadline or something, they tend to just drag on. This one's dragging on anyway, but at least we had a goal. We had a mission, right? So as we walk around here, there's several joints in the roll cage I do not like. This whole structure is kind of hanging. Ties into the frame at a weird angle. I don't really care for that. It comes up right here. That's probably not the best way to go. Back here, unfortunately, the way this structure is, in order to remove this double B pillar, I would have to remove the whole tub. We'd have to cut everything apart. Man, it's just not in the mix. I don't know that the B pillar is terrible. We're going to have to bank on it's going to be okay. The X brace in the back, we've got splice joints we don't really care for. So I've been talking to some buddies of mine, rolling some ideas off of them. Obviously, if we were making a full-on trail killer competition rig, we would have to rip it all the way down. What we want to build is a good trail rig, and we feel we do still have a good building point for a trail rig. We've already beefed up a lot of the structure, and we're just going to have to keep going. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be ordering some 1 3/4 120 wall tube. We're going to build a new windshield hoop. It's going to come down and start here at the floor plates for the rockers. As dumb as that sounds, it's already shear plated for us. We're going to build off of that, come straight up, and we're coming all the way to the top of the windshield and over. No more of this bar in our vision, okay? So where this one ran parallel bars back, we're going to run a solid hoop over and then cross fill in between. Everything we do from this point on is going to be 1 3/4 120 wall. I'm just really, it's the best option I could come up with right now. So what we'll do here is where this kicks under the dash, it's a really weak angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight down to the floor, but that doesn't tie into the frame. So that leaves, that's not a good option either. I don't know that I can get from the frame out here and make anything substantial enough for what I'd be happy with. So we come down straight into the floor. Basically, our bar coming down, we're going to do a kicker out. We'll do some gussets, and we'll triangulate that back off to the floor. So for that, in order to push down to the floor, it's going to have to rip everything out of the frame. I think it's going to give us the strength we need to survive some good rollovers. This all ties in fairly well. But if you look here, guys, these bars, I'm embarrassed to say it, they don't even go to the cage, they go to the cross gussets. They do not tie to the actual tube. You know, look at the other side, it's a little bit clearer. I'm not a huge fan of that, okay? And if you see there, our dent is showing up even better. When this roll cage was installed, the target bar was never even removed. That's evident by the amount of surface that's not even painted. So we'll walk around over here. I got the target bar off. Old boy was nice enough to tack the floor plans into the target bar. So not only did I have to remove 8,000 screws, Phillips head screws, it's a beautiful thing. Screws will not be going back in. We'll replace it all with hardware, like hex head, real stuff. But he was nice enough to tack the floor pans into the target bar. So I cut all those with a hammer and chisel. We got that out. No big deal. You come over here, guys. You can really see how far distorted this is. I did have to cut this. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't get to the screws. But out of all the screws I removed today, I only had issues with 3. That's really not bad. If you've ever worked on a Samurai, 3 screws out of like 30, that's not bad, man. I did save the wiring for the dome light. We will have a dome light when we go back together. So basically we're going to build off of the shear plates down here. We're going to tie it all in, tie it back into those mounts in the front, and then we're going to start working off of this. I'll be cutting all 3 of these bars. We'll pull this roll cage section out of the front in one piece. We're going to pull this out in one piece. Going forward, I've got this down here to work with. I don't really know that it's far enough. It's tied into the rear bumper, so I'm kind of in a weird spot. Again, we're back to cutting apart a whole lot of stuff for a non-passenger area, okay? So what I'd rather do is we're going to cut this off, and we're going to, I'm probably going to lay a piece of that 1 3/4 120 wall heavy DOM across here and use that to build off of. So what I'll do is come straight up off these nodes, and we're going to run straight out to those corners. So basically we're going to have like a triple B pillar with the rear being slightly sloped, okay, if that makes sense. Not really a triple B pillar, I shouldn't say that, but we'll have the double B pillar, and it's going to be braced off from the back of that again. So in like a frontal rollover, rear rollover, everything should stay in place. We'll work on some brackets as we go. But anyway, guys, when we get done, we should have more headroom. The goal is we're going to use some thin strip metal here along the bottom of this bar, which will be the new door frame, and we'll put our insulation on that. So we're going to be able to put the doors back on. It's probably not going to perfectly seal, but we're going to be close. So anyway, guys, that's where we're headed. Stupid mirror won't hang so low because it's going to be up another, that's probably 5-6 inches higher. That's going to work better. The cross brace, when we do the cross brace and the bracing across here, probably going to go 1.5 inches on that. Just because we bought some mounts to work with 1.5 inches, and honestly, we're not getting that much structure out of having that windshield bar in there anyway. So 1.5 inches, 120 wall should be fine for that. So I'm going to get my metal order together. I'm going to go ahead and order some more 1-inch DOM just in case we're going to build some stuff to make the soft top attached to. Everything we do going back together is going to be DOM. I'd be willing to bet it's probably the only DOM on the whole rig. But we're gonna do our best to salvage what we got, and we're gonna try to beef it up the best we can. On top of that, we only have to address a handful of things, like every fluid this thing owns is leaking on my floor. Anyway, we got tranny juice running out of the shifter, where the shift cable attaches and the arm goes through. I don't know if I can drop the oil pan and change that bushing, that seal out or not. I'm not sure. And we're not shifting out of first gear. I imagine it's because I didn't hook up a single vacuum line to the transmission. I thought that was a vent. My guess is that is not a vent. So I might be able to fix it with just a vacuum line. Chances are, though, I mean, if it doesn't work out like we think, I'll probably just look at rebuilding the transmission, put like a manual valve body in it, and we'll just shift it by hand and be done with all that. So that's kind of where we're at. Rear pinion seal is still leaking a little bit, and our transfer case luckily has started leaking out around the drain plug. So not to be outdone, like she does not like having fluids in her, so we got a little work to do on that. But anyway, guys, overall, it does run and drive. Zep took it out in the snow the other day. They had a good time. They were just stuck in first gear. So stay tuned in. I know I've been doing a lot of shorts lately. I've been on the road for like 3 weeks straight. Just now getting back home. We're going to try to get all the steel ordered. I got 2 more weeks on the road, and we're going to try to build this entire roll cage over Easter break. So going to be working with a little taco gussets, a little wraparound, stuff like that. Try to build in as much strength as we can build. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great time, because we sure are.